and the vast majority, I'm talking about in the 90 percentile, chose the bear. And why did they choose the bear? In part because of a lot of situations they've had when dealing with males where it ended up. Bears are no joke. I know we asked the question to females, would you rather choose a male or a bear if you were just spawned in the forest? And the vast majority, I'm talking about in the 90 percentile, chose the bear. And why did they choose the bear? In part because of a lot of situations they've had when dealing with males where it ended up not being something good physically for them. So that's understandable to a certain extent that their immediate thought would be, no, 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 I'm choosing something other than the male. But it seemed to be the thing that they didn't understand what the other choice was. They didn't say, do you want to be in the room with a male or do you want to be in the room with a squirrel? They said a bear. A bear. Do you know what a bear is? You're talking about 1,000 something pound animal that runs 35 miles an hour and has claws that can rip through steel. You're talking about that. And they're like, yeah, I'd rather choose that thing with which I cannot reason instead of the human with whom I can. But we're about to see a situation where there was a female who didn't choose the bear chose her. Look at this. TMZ reported this. I'm going to read to you what TMZ said. This female, an Alaska mom, was mauled and dragged 100 yards by a brown bear. 100 yards is the length of a football field. So think about football and think about the fact that she was dragged almost that entire length of that field. That's freaking crazy. So let me read to you what TMZ said. They said a mother of 3 in Alaska is lucky to be alive after a brutal bear mauling left her bloody and fighting for her life just steps from her front door. So I guess she took off running back towards her house and almost made it to her house. But again, these things run 35 miles an hour or so. So you're not going to be able to get away from a bear if you're running and the bear has a beeline on you directly. It's just not going to happen. They're going to eventually catch you. Arian Fabrizio Colton was viciously attacked early Tuesday morning outside her home when wildlife officials say a brown bear charged and dragged her nearly the length of a football field. Colton had just stepped out for a jog around 5 a.m. when the bear came barreling in from a nearby property. So the bear was already on somebody else's property, pouncing about 150 feet from her front porch. Dude, she was only 150 feet from her front porch. That's a little bit of a distance, but it is close to her home. Colton was conscious but suffering gruesome injuries to her face and scalp. She was rushed nearly 3 hours away to a hospital where she underwent surgery. Her family, who started a GoFundMe for her, says she remains stable but faces a long road to recovery. Dear modern females, bears aren't a joke. They're not like the doggone panda bears that you see on cartoons. They're not like these bears that you see Smokey the Bear in the woods on these commercials. They're not like that. They're actual vicious, dangerous animals. And for you to think that when you go into a forest and you have the option of a male or a bear, that choosing the bear is the better option, that means that you have lost your ever loving mind.
Grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And, of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.